learn how to do that. In any case, we should learn how to do that. It's very shameful and embarrassing if one of our relatives passes away, our parents pass away, or our brother or sister, or any friend of ours passes away, and we do not fulfill the right of performing the Salatul Janazah on our relatives, as it is one of those rights to perform the Salatul Janazah. If we don't know the Salatul Janazah, then how are we going to perform it? So in any case, we should be learning it, not just for the issue of Hajj. Also learn the etiquette of visiting the graves, because in Mecca and Medina, you may be visiting the graveyard. In Medina it's called Jannatul Baqi, and in Mecca it's called Jannatul Mu'alla, and basically these are the graveyard in which many Sahaba are buried, the wives of the Prophet are buried. So obviously you should be trying to visit them with the intention of visiting the graves. The etiquette of visiting the graves you should learn. Learn the rulings of Salatul Safar, the traveler's prayer, and wiping over the socks and wudu, and mental and physical preparation. Physical preparation is very, very important, because many people, they don't realize how much it takes out of you when you are going for Hajj. Physically, it takes a lot out of you. So if you haven't started walking already, start walking maybe 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day, try to do that, at least, from now until the Hajj starts. So you get used to walking. Okay? And in the course of that walking, find some comfortable shoes or comfortable slippers, because in Ihram, you're not going to be wearing shoes. So find some comfortable slippers which you can walk comfortably in. Okay, so get used to those slippers right now. The worst thing you can do is take a new pair of slippers, and those slippers are basically giving you a hard time while walking and giving you blisters on your feet. So make sure you have some slippers which are relatively new, but you've worn them to a point where you know that they're comfortable. Okay, so mental and physical preparation, medical checkup also. Many people, they go for Hajj and they're not medically prepared. They have heart problems, diabetes, and we had last year, again, emergencies come up all the time. His sugar went low, and alhamdulillah, we had a doctor from our community who was in our group. He realized what the symptoms were. There was no immediate injection that he could give him, so he had a syringe with him, and he basically quickly mixed up sugar and water and basically injected it there and then. It's quick thinking, and of course with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it actually saved his life. But medically, you really need to be aware, how fit am I? Can I perform the Hajj? Can I take the heat and the strenuous nature of the Hajj itself? You need to really think about that. Otherwise, it will become a nuisance for the rest of the group. Okay? For example, also, you're traveling from Mecca to Medina, or Medina to Mecca. It's an 8-hour, 10-hour drive. Are you able to, for example, hold your bladder for that long? Do you have that capability of doing that? If not, then maybe you need to think beforehand about how you're going to time your consumption of fluids before getting onto that bus. If you're basically drinking water after water and thinking that I'll be okay, and you have an 8-hour, 9-hour, 10-hour bus ride, then you're going to again cause problems for yourself and cause problems for other people when you ask the bus driver to stop again and again. Okay, so these things are basically very important to keep in mind. Debts, try to pay them off, but it's not a precondition for performing the Hajj. That is a serious matter. It should not be taken lightly, especially when leaving for Hajj. This hadith, Prophet ﷺ refused to lead the prayer because of a person who was in debt. Okay, what is the Makkah climate? Nowadays, it's going to be October, November, right? If you look at that chart, the maximum temperature, it goes to about 103, okay, in October, and the minimum, it goes to about 73. Surprisingly, last year, what happened was that after the Hajj was performed, it became very, very cold, amazingly cold, to a point that we had to turn the air conditioning off in the tent in Mina. So that happens sometimes, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this is the average temperature that you will face. Medina climate is slightly cooler, and actually at Fajr time, if you have the opportunity to go on the upper floor of Masjid al-Nabawi, very beautiful temperature at Fajr time. There's a cool wind blowing at Fajr time, and actually if you touch the floor with the feet, you feel very cold. But it's a very beautiful atmosphere in Medina at Fajr time if you go onto the roof of the masjid. Okay, what are you supposed to take? Okay, many people think that, we need to take all the household and the kitchen sink with us when we go for Hajj. This is not right. Travel as light as possible. Maybe you'll need 3 or 4 pairs of clothes. That's all. Because you have laundries in Mecca, you have laundries in Medina, and it's very easy to get your clothes washed. Okay? And another thing that you can do is basically you take minimal amount of clothing, 1 or 2 pairs of clothing, and then for the men especially, what you can do is you go outside, and this happens more in Medina than in Mecca, is you go outside and you find these guys on stalls selling very, very cheap jubbas, for a couple of dollars each. So you buy those 4 or 5 of those jubbas, and you wear them for Hajj, and before coming you can just discard them. Very easy to do. You don't have to carry a weight from here, and you don't have to bring a weight back of the clothes that you basically took with you. This is a very, very simple idea that you can have. And really, I've seen people traveling with small suitcases about that big. That's really quite sufficient. Okay. Take necessary items like your prescription medication, obviously. Just in case you do forget your medication is available at pharmacies without any prescription. Antibiotics or any other thing that usually you would need a prescription for here, you basically just go to the pharmacy. There are pharmacies actually everywhere. You can just go inside, tell them what your medication is, and you probably have to use the generic name, okay, for that medication, and they will give you whatever you need without any prescription. Okay, but obviously, just in case, you take it from here. Choose compact and light items. The camping section is a good place to look in. Do not take valuables. Obviously, don't take gold, silver, jewelry. If you're going to wear a watch, wear a cheap one, so that if you lose it, it's not a major issue. Most things are available in Mecca, Medina, and Jeddah, usually are more affordable. The advantage is that you will buy only things that you really need. Okay, all necessary documents, try to make photocopies of them. Prepare travel documents well in advance. Make 2 sets of photocopies. Keep one at home. Keep one with someone traveling in your group. Medication, especially prescription medication. Money, bills of 100, get you a better exchange rate. And what you can do actually is that, I know that I've tried it, is that if with Bank of America, for example, don't take very much cash with you, take your debit card with you, and go to the ATM. There are ATMs actually everywhere. And you just withdraw the money. It's going to come out of your bank account, and you'll get it in riyals on that side. Okay, so you don't have to take so much cash with you. So you withdraw money on an as-needed basis using the debit card that you have. So instead of carrying so much money around. Okay. Take 1 credit card for emergencies, and obviously don't keep it with the money. Check the expiration date. A small book of authentic dua and Hajj guide and checklist. Travel size toiletries, nail clipper, small scissors, comb, band-aids, baby wipes. Generally things that you would take on any travel, these things. For men especially, make sure you have some Vaseline with you. And I'll explain why that is needed. But things like ibuprofen, Tylenol, it's not usual that people get any kind of stomach bug in Hajj because generally the hygiene is pretty good over there in terms of the food hygiene. But just in case, anti-diarrhea, medication, antacids, yes, so what happens is people do overeat and you get acidity. So antacids Zantac and FZAC, etc. These would be good to take with you. But if you don't take them, obviously they are available, but it's good to be prepared. Clothing. Comfortable, modest clothes like Indo-Pakistani kameez as well as the Saudi clothes are ideal, recommended for men. Women wear the normal comfortable clothes. Avoid nylon clothing as it tends to be uncomfortable.